All right, back again at the pitcher shop. Today we're going to go over effective velocity. What is it? I'm sure you've heard it in one way or another, but let's break it down and make sure we have a good understanding of it real quick. So effective velocity, what does that mean? Well, it means that we're trying to find an effective way to use the same pitch, but changing the velocity of it based off of the location. Okay? So it's all about the timing of the hitter. So if I'm using effective velocity, if that's one of the pitching strategies, well then right down the middle, let's say I'm throwing 90 miles an hour, okay? So it's 90 miles an hour right down the middle. Well, if I'm going away, okay, now in theory, it's down about 4 or 5 miles an hour. We're gonna say 5 just because it's easier math for me. So we're gonna say 85 miles an hour on the strike zone on the outside corner, okay? And then if I can throw that fastball kind of up in that waist area on the inside, that adds 5 miles an hour. So now it's 95 miles an hour. So we're talking about fastball down the middle at 90, fastball away to a right-handed hitter is now 85, and a fastball kind of up and in that upper zone here for a strike is equivalent to 95. Now why is that? It's all about, like I said, the timing or where the hands have to be for the hitter to hit that ball into fair territory. Okay, so I can hit that ball a little bit further back. Okay, my hands are back here a little bit. Okay, now I'm not a hitter, so I'm not perfect, but back here, then I'm centered. But on that fastball that's inside, I have to get my hands out front in order to square that ball up and hit that ball fair. Okay, so because I have further to go, I've got to get up here. The reaction time, or the time that I have to get there, is equivalent to 95 miles an hour, even though in theory, right, it's all the same speed, or in actuality, I should say. Okay, so in actuality, it's all 90 miles an hour, but in theory, it's 5 miles an hour more on that inside, 5 miles an hour less on the outside. So one pitch, you can go ahead and fluctuate in that 10 mile an hour difference, and you can do that with all of your pitches as well. Okay, slider, changeup, it doesn't really matter. The theory holds true for all of those pitches. Now, if you've got a guy that is way out in front on those pitches on the outside, well, you know, he's way out front, well, maybe you just go a little bit further outside. Or maybe you keep attacking inside because now he's really reaching, and so his swing's getting longer, and then it's going to be really difficult for him to catch up to that fastball in. If you're throwing a lot of stuff that's soft away and it just gets slower and slower and slower, and all of a sudden you throw a fastball inside, it's going to be very difficult to get those hands in that position here. Okay? So understanding that it's not just about mixing different pitches and throwing them in different spots, it's a legitimate strategy of trying to understand how you can use your velocity effectively to set hitters up and get them out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Twitter at The Pitcher Shop, and check us out at thepitchershop.com, where we can help with your overall pitching development, both physical and mental.